Yo, what's good, yo? So, like, as you can see, guys, I'm still on the edit, like I said, the previous upload, right, it had a lot of mistake. So now I had to rectify, and keep coming to check what's going on. So now I want to share what this chapter, this part of the chapter, right, it's the last part of chapter. Let me see, I think it's chapter 10, right? Or chapter 9. Boom. Okay, so it's the last part of chapter 9, as you can see right here. So now I'm gonna read it aloud for you guys, right? And just so that I can have the opportunity to explain what exactly did I mean and what I meant when I wrote these things, because I know a lot of people, like, they're gonna just read it like how they read newspapers and stuff like that. But this right here, this is pretty much principles. This should be, if if it was the case, right, they had to write these in the sky so that everybody can know these things. So you better tune in until the last second of this video, right? Because you're gonna learn a lot. So now here's the question, right? How to fully access your Vortex. Hold on, right there. As you can see, right, how to fully access your Vortex. Well, it's simple. Number one, right, you meditate. Let me highlight this shit. You meditate, right, and clear your headspace every often. Here's our number one. Boom. Meditate and clear your headspace, your mind space, your conscious every often, before it starts to build up resistance, or accumulate negative energy, the kind of energy that you don't want, basically. So number two, embrace love and be compassionate. The reason that I'm highlighting this, right, is because I saw a comment, right, on my other video, and the guy was saying he can't hear me, he couldn't hear me on that video. So now this time there's no excuse, right? It's gonna be clear. It's clear as ABC. So now, embrace love and be compassionate. It is basically the same expression, but from different spectrums. From the spectrum of you loving yourself, right, and the spectrum of you loving life in general, which is compassion. That's love for everything. An expression of love to all is called compassion, because you are combining your love, your passion, right, or you're combining your love to, you are using your love, right, to combine what you as individuals are passionate about, even though it's not the same thing. But with love you can come to the same page, and still be passionate about different things. So there's compassion, unconditional love, that's what they call it. So number three, right, learn and understand the law of attraction, all laws of nature for that matter. Learn and understand the law of attraction and all laws of nature for that matter. For that matter, what matter? For the matter of you being able to fully access your Vortex. Not because you have to know it scientifically, because you want to fully access who you truly are. Simple. Because if you don't know why you're doing these things, right, you're gonna be a demonic spirit in the world, doing things just to get attention, or gratification, or to just distract, to self-destruct. Anyway, learn and understand all basic or fundamental laws of nature and the whole universe. So basically these two, they mean different things, right? As you know, all fundamental or basic laws of nature are not, like, for example, right, we have let me put it this way, right? The laws, right, of life and the laws of nature are not the same. There are laws that facilitate existence of life, which are mostly found within, right? Those are the laws that govern the within, and then now this is what I meant, this is the point that I wanted you to understand, from number two, right? Number two, I said the LOA, right? And then I said all laws of nature, for that matter. So you cannot understand the LOA without understanding all laws of nature, because once you understand this one, by default it's gonna lead you to try to understand the rest of these ones, So now once you get to understand that, you have to learn also these ones prior to learning this one, right? Then that's when you're gonna understand that, okay, when you learn, you have to understand, when you learn this law, right, these laws, the facilitator of the within, then you're gonna be able to understand the facilitator of the without, which are the basic fundamental laws of nature, not the laws of nature, for that matter, no, the laws of nature that facilitate the creation of nature outside, that's why I emphasized and the whole universe, so that you can understand what I meant between these two lines. The nature is expressed differently, right? The first nature is the first nature, the within, and then the second nature is the second nature, the without, the one that you have to learn, because you can't understand all basics if you already know them. These ones, we already know them, right? These ones, we already know them by heart, So by default, something that we already know, all we have to do is to get the understanding of it, of how it's being applied in general. So, like, there's a lot that goes into these two lines, I hope the expression was a little bit clearer, because these two, I just realized now that they deserve their own video, they deserve their own segment. But anyway, I'll think about it. Oh, the fuck. So now, number 4, right? Become the greatest version of yourself, for yourself and for all. Become the greatest version of yourself now and forever. That's number 4, right? Become the greatest version of yourself now and forever. That one is clear, You cannot even get near the vortex if you can preconceive you being the greatest version of yourself, If you cannot perceive yourself, if you cannot see yourself being the greatest version of yourself, then this is impossible for you to fully access your vortex, because you not being able to perceive it, right, is contrary to the action that we want to execute, So be careful of that. So now the 5th, right, we think in terms of frequency. Actually, it has to be this way. Okay, now we think in terms of frequency, vibrations and energy, like the genius Nikola Tesla proclaimed. We all know Tesla, the genius when it comes to electric, when it comes to just the awareness, right, of the forces that govern the world. This man, he understood them, like truly, like beyond probably how human were meant to understand these laws, So think in terms of those things, like that nigga, like that person, like that dude, like him, the genius Nikola Tesla. You get what I'm saying? So now, number 6, right? Do good and be good for all. Like, let me make something clear. You can't tell me that you didn't know that you have to do these things. Like I said, this book, right, is just a reminder in general for a lot of people. Most of these things that you're gonna get here are just insight. And you know what is an insight? It's something that's seen within. It's an insight, a sight, something that is seen, right? Where in within. You understand? So as I said, these are just insights. So if you can read this book, right, how it's gonna help you basically is it's gonna help you to become connected with these insights again, and from there, that's when the magic will happen. I'm just gonna leave it there. You understand? I know my magic. You need to know your magic, So know that you are a creation, but also the creator himself or itself, because you can argue all day that it's a him, it's a her. So now it's okay. It's I am, Still it doesn't matter. Just know that you are there. Okay? You are a creation, but also the creator himself. But I'll leave it to you for you to experience it for yourself, because I cannot explain it any further without demonstrating it, which is what I'm doing right now. So seek for the truth. That's number 8, I think. No, number 9. Seek for the truth, I guess. Seek for the truth. Seek for the truth within yourself. Through what? Desires and experiences. Not all the experiences. No. That's where we often get lost. Because when you start to look for the truth within yourself through all the experiences, which you know that of course back then you were lying to yourself, you were still shoving out the dirt, you were still polishing the vessel, so we know that you cannot look at there to get the experiences that are going to help you to know the truth, because that's a lie. Those things that you have to chip off, those are lies. So now when you seek for the truth, by default you're going to chip off a lot of lies, and it's through experiences and desires, which is what you want. And then when you start to know what you want, then by default what you don't want, right, becomes a lie. So chip it all off, and it's it's part of the process. So number 10, I think, write down everything that is important in your life as of now, moving forward, right? It's simple. You just write everything down, moving forward, and then from there, this is the part that I say to you guys, thank me later, So anyway, number 11, right? Let go of past experiences and attachments, period. Like, you can't tell me that you didn't know these things, right? You can't tell me that you haven't thought about this, you haven't listened to this somewhere, you haven't everything that is in here, of everything. This is pretty much life summarized right in this book. Everything that you have to know or that you have to think about for yourself. I'm not talking about other people. I'm just saying for yourself as an individual. I've summarized everything that you can ever want to know, that you can ever want to ask yourself or remind yourself. In these 44 pages, there's everything. This is life summarized, basically. The Bible summarized. Everything. Every great book. Think, there's a lot of books, but think now that's a great book. So, when I say that this book has a lot of, it's basically a summary of everything, right? From success to failure to good to bad to now to later, all summarized in this one book. Like, you're gonna get when you read this book, right, from the beginning to the end, you're gonna feel like life has always been one point. You're gonna feel like you've never been young, or you are never gonna be old. You're gonna feel like that's how life is supposed to be. The understanding that you're gonna have after you read this book, So, how do I know that? Because, like I said, I study, I do all these things, so I know how rich and poor people think. I get it. I see what their inclinations, I see their motivations and their all that, and I don't want to become part of that. If it doesn't serve me, of course I will be if it does. So what else did I want to show you guys? Okay, yeah, that's the end. So I'm gonna probably, because the reason that I made this one, right, is because I want to finish up this book. Like, I'm actually done. I want to re-upload it, so that you guys can read a much more clearer, better quality, all that. Plus, you can also watch the videos. So I don't often get the time to go through this book like this, but when I do, that's why I'm making a video right now, because this is the time that I can be able to do this. So for the day, this is what we are looking at on this book. By the end of probably the next 2-3 years, I will have maybe made, like, I will actually make, right, like I said, probably all the important insights that I claim to be important, I will have explained all of them in the next 2 to 3 years, based upon just how much they are being recommended. If they are not being recommended, I'll just share the ones that I feel like, like I always do. The ones that I know that, okay, boom, they are for the chosen ones, the people that will actually make change for the better in life, So as you can hear, it's time for work. It's time to get to work. So anyway, I'll see you on the next one, guys. All you have to do, right, is to hit that like, boom, and then you smash the subscription, boom. Why? So that you can be notified when I come back with another code, another section, another part to share with you about, as I said, existence. Let me not even say life, because there's a lot of bullshit in life, but when I start to talk about existence, right, existence is like energy. It's pure. We take this pure energy, this pure existence, and then we create bullshit. That's what we do, humans. We create shit so that we can always have something to do, but that's another video, guys. So now, as I said, like, subscribe, share. Don't even share, but please don't share. It's for you. is specially for you. So don't share, just like, so that I can acknowledge that you've watched it. And then you comment so that I can know who you are, and I can actually connect with your energy, so that when I post another video, I will be on that frequency, and you will know, even though you might not be having YouTube at that time, but something will knock you out until you get this, if it's meant to be, So, as I said, time is up, got time for work. The grind and stuff, guys. Just do what you do. Do what you know is good for you, And yeah, that's it. See you on the next one. Bye.